Whoa, Meg!
You're you! And you look amazing!
Our favorite movies could have turned out completely different in an alternate universe. Some, on the other hand, just drop fun jokes in favor of even funner ones. We're checking out 20 cutscenes from Disney and Pixar's latest animated movies, starting with Turning Red.
My panda, my choice, Mom.
Number 1. Do you know the pickup line this is the answer to? The official Turning Red deleted scenes haven't been released yet, but one wholesome Canadian-esque joke didn't make the cut, and was instead replaced with some science joke. Ugh.
Are you a triangle? 'Cause you were cute.
Kidding, it was also good and slightly more relevant, but we're still sad over the loss of this one.
Are you a beaver? 'Cause damn.
Number 2. Spotted in the Turning Red documentary, Embrace the Panda, was this short bit of the little beans protesting and flopping. Do you remember the ASDF movies? Everybody do the flop.
Power to the people!
There's much less power in the people when they're lying on the floor.
I can't just talk about myself. I'm only part of the amazing materials.
Number 3. We want this to be a whole spin-off movie. Isabela goes into the woods to meet up with a dude named Bobo Marquez. She plans on running away with this city slicker who has slicked himself with animal urine and dressed himself in a kitty cat costume to keep the animals away. Isabela proceeds to make out with Bobo in front of her sister, and it's long and awkward.
You saw nothing.
I wish I saw nothing.
We couldn't make this stuff up if we tried, guys. What we can't figure out is just why it got cut. It's obviously a cinematic masterpiece.
Bobo Marquez, what is this? Dark magic? What did you do to her?
Number 4. Turns out these magical rooms actually have limits. There was a guinea pig named El Bondigo. That's all you need to know about this deleted scene. Just kidding. Mirabel traveled through Antonio's room and fell through the floor/ground into Luisa's room. Had we have gotten this scene, we may never have seen dancing donkeys in surface pressure. And that would have been a tragedy.
Eventually, I'm gonna sing you a song right here. Yeah, that's right.
Number 5. Have you ever tried to trick a 2-year-old into putting their toys in the toy box as a game? Yeah, it doesn't work. Imagine trying that with a teenager. Mirabel gets stuck doing chores with the non-magical dads of the family, who try to make them seem like fun. We got a peek into Dolores' room before her magical power was finalized. Peppa was indestructible.
Still alive!
And we also got the summary of the fight that happened between Abuela and Bruno, back when Bruno was still called Oscar.
He was sensitive. Snap like a twig.
Number 6. You can never go home. Personally, we're glad this scene was replaced. The ending originally had Mirabel running away to the city after her mom was injured. Abuela chases Mirabel, gets herself lost in a sea of technological evolutions, but then comes across a mural of her husband, accompanied by the words, "To love it all is to love entirely." The rest of the scene on the bench plays out similar to how it did in the movie.
None of this is your fault. I chose to leave this city.
Number 7. While captivating, this scene was lacking intrigue.
Wow, that was hard to watch.
The original opening of Luca had a mysterious boy sneaking around on the beach, but it didn't set up the tone of the film right. This boy was Luca, of course. His fear of going up to the surface was slower and more calculated in the movie.
Help me!
First time?
Of course it is!
Number 8. This one's kind of a super cool idea, but not so great in practice. Porto Rosso used to be a town filled with sea monsters, and it was half on land and half underwater. The choice to divide the sea monster world and the human world created much stronger stakes in the plot, making it taboo for the sea monsters to go up to land, made for much more isolation in Luca's journey, and also made it way more dangerous.
You are monsters!
Stop! They're not monsters!
Number 9. Imagine your first introduction to the world being a carnival. Our beloved duo of Luca and Alberto was at first Luca, Alberto, and the third wheel kid named Chicho. Chicho was cut from the gang, but not all was lost because he became one of Ercole's goons. It's good to recycle. And that's not all. The 3 boys were met with a carnival when they arrived in town for the first time. There was treasure, water balloon fights, an awkward high five when the concept of money went over our heroes' heads. Gelato, bought by Giulia, hot chocolate, dancing, a parody on the Lady and the Tramp spaghetti scene, first photos, a creepy puppet show with a kraken. Oh, and Massimo still had both arms. And he had an obsession with sea monsters, or rather, sea folk.
What do you people know about sea monsters?
Why would we know anything about sea monsters?
Number 10. Here comes Giulia. There goes the dramatic tension. An alternate introduction for Giulia had her discovering Luca and Alberto's secret very early into the movie. She meets the boys at the tower, and they hop in a boat with her. At one point, they leap out of the boat, and Giulia jumps into the water to help them, but almost ends up drowning herself. The boys help her back into the boat, and she discovers their secret.
Oh, wow.
Number 11. You're gonna be in Gelato Trouble after this one, Luca. This scene about a gelato fight was an homage to spaghetti western duels. We can't help but find it ironic they missed the chance to go for a very on-the-nose spaghetti pun by setting it at a gelato shop instead. Unacceptable.
What's wrong with you, stupido?
Number 12. Who on Earth, or under the sea, thought a creepy dream sequence is what this movie needed? Luca has a dream that starts off fun, in a factory full of Vespas and gelato that ends at a pretty disturbing sea monster cannery. We can see why this one got cut. First off, it's just yikes. Second off, there are much easier ways of addressing those fears than with a super weird dream sequence.
I warned you about Scorpions, Luca.
Number 13. Dragon hearts don't exist in flowers. Nice try, though.
Wow. The spirit of Sisu.
We genuinely see why this whole glowing flower plot was cut. It's just fluff, and kind of reminds us of Tangled, to be honest. It's just a bunch of Heart of the Dragon flowers growing in response to one that's bloomed in response to being given water.
One light can light 1,000 more.
The metaphor is just a bit too on the nose.
That's what the dragons did. They inspired light and hope in all the people around them.
Number 14. What time do you eat dinner? Sisu is hidden in 2 or maybe 3 human disguises at the same time. We think. That's how this feels.
Psst, heads up. The guy on the left looks twitchy.
Raya, seemingly out of nowhere, shouts dinner time and...
What? It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, that's even too early for grandmas. Boom. Here comes Tuk Tuk.
They're the baddies. We need to get as much distance as we can between.
Number 15. If grappling, hooking wasn't a verb before, it is now. While 2 men get into a food fight on a bridge about moving their wagon out of the way, a monster rises from the underground. Does this sound like the start of a joke? Nope, just an early draft of the Druuns. Raya and Tuk Tuk come to the rescue. Raya gets tossed from the bridge, but grappling hooks her way back to safety. Number 16. If your team consists of small children, expect butt jokes. Boun had an alternate introduction in the movie, and it started off kind of super creepy, with a Druun hand caught in Tuk Tuk's shell. Cue Boun to fix the plate in Tuk Tuk and also to make a butt joke.
It's my pill bear here. He's got a crack.
Who doesn't?
Which then turns into a mechanic under a car situation. Yeah, the whole thing is just a bit off. In this version, by the sounds of it, Namaari is more than Raya's foil. She's straight up an irredeemable villain.
I'm teaming up with Dragonblade to take down Namaari and the Druun.
Dragonblade?
Number 17. Imagine being the world's most boring sidekick. The early draft of the Druuns sure are a heck of a lot creepier, huh? They might have taken Disney out of the PG rating if they'd remained. There's also a dude who attempts to be Raya's sidekick. He got cut from the final film.
I'm sorry, I have to do this alone.
We're with Raya on this one. He seems like a dull character.
I don't need a sidekick.
Number 18. We're just here for the unicorns.
Oh, you do only have like 2 memories of them.
There's a very precious cutscene in Onward where a young Ian is obsessed with magic.
Magic, magic, make the unicorns fly!
However, Ian having no interest in magic made the dynamic of the brothers so much more vibrant. This is probably the most heartbreaking scene to be cut because it's just so captivating seeing the boys learn about their dad.
Our dad was a wizard?
The last one in the whole world.
The other thing that makes it heartbreaking is we lost so many top-drawer unicorn jokes.
They can't fly, their wings don't work.
But this plotline of the brothers both being excited about magic led to other types of fun gags, like Barley traversing swamps and falling from trees to gather materials for Ian to do magic. And finally, the unicorns have their day. The boys were making the world better with magic.
Your dad believed magic brought out the best in everyone.
Number 19. Please tell us the Dragon Burger isn't actually made of dragon. There's a chaotic scene set at Ian's work, Dragon Burger. There's a line of customers out the door, and then Barley busts in to see his brother, and so do a bunch of unicorns. That's it! We're protesting. The unicorns were the best part of this whole movie, but we can see why everything else in this scene was cut.
Okay, alright, I'm calling Ingrid!
Number 20. It's funny how patterns present themselves. Jenny, the teenage satyr, was a waiter in a restaurant who was going to join the family trio on their adventure.
Hello, sir. Nice to meet you. My name is Jenny.
And before Barley had Guinevere, Jenny had the car version of her.
You sure this was a good idea?
Nope. That's why Jenny was cut. Are there any cutscenes you think would have made the movie better? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for hanging out with us here at The Things.